In my video, How to Photograph Birds at Sunrise, which I'll link right here, I showed you exactly how I photographed harlequin ducks at sunrise, from finding them, to camera settings, to getting the shot in the field. But what you didn't see is how I actually edited those photos to get them to look like this. And a bunch of you in the comments section asked me to guide you through how I edited these photos. So I'm going to walk you through my entire editing process step by step using the exact photos from that shoot. And if you want to follow along, you can download these files using the link in the description below. Once you have those photos downloaded, come on back and let's jump into Lightroom. All right, folks, we're going to start off with this shot here of the harlequin duck. And the first thing I like to do is go over here to our crop tool on the top right. And we're going to press, see this little lock here? We're going to unlock it, because what we're going to do is make a 4x5, kind of your basic Instagram looking shot to start. And we're going to go where it says original. Press that, and actually, before you do that, because if you do that, it's going to stay horizontal. The reason we press the unlock button is that way we can come over here to the edge and squeeze it. That's telling a Lightroom that we want a vertical shot. So now when we go to custom and we press 4x5, it will do a 4x5. Versus if we had just left it long and pressed 4x5, it thinks we want a 4x5 vertical, but we don't want that. So unlock, squish it in, telling Lightroom that we want a vertical shot. 4x5. There we go. And when I go to crop this, I don't want the bottom here. I want all the beautiful. So I want all the nice looking stuff. I want our rocks. I want our beautiful harlequin duck with its pose. I want the nice sky. I don't want the dark water here. It's fine. It just doesn't add much to the shot because we got it a little bit in the background already. So I'm going to come up and kind of make it our superstar. Make it nice and centered. Make the eyes go across the top line grid, just to kind of use a bit of rule of thirds, kind of. But I know we don't always like to put our photos in the center, but in this case I do, just because we have such a nice pose. We got like a superstar, you know, like our subject here is, we really want it to shine. So I think there's nothing wrong when your subject is a real star. Put it in the center, show it off. So I think that's good. Right where it is. Let's take a quick look at our original. I got our original up a little bit higher, so we can do that. We'll crop it in a little bit more. But I actually kind of like it. I kind of like it pulled back a little bit further. I think right there. That's fine. You guys get the idea. Move it around to where you think it's best, but I like it in the center, making it a star. And the next thing I like to do when I edit is I don't touch our global adjustments. Global adjustments, this affects anything on the right-hand side here, this affects the entire photo. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go over and use masks. That's over here in the top right. If you've never used masks before, they just let you select where you want the light to be. They let you select really exact points in the shot. If you're intimidated by them, just take it slow. I know it can be a little scary sometimes getting away from the global adjustments and doing the mask if you're not familiar with them, but just follow along and you'll kind of see how it all works as we move along here. And the first thing that I like to do is I like to use a radial gradient because I want to enhance this background. I want our background light to really pop, so we're going to go radial gradient, which is right here on the right. And all I'm doing is I'm pressing down and scrolling down with my mouse. See? That's it. And we're going to put it... shrink it up a bit. The way to shrink it is I'm just going over to the corners here. So you see these little dots, just pressing down and pulling in. You can pull in or out. Whoop, 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 whoop. See, in or out. And we'll go something like that, I guess. And the next thing I want to do, I don't want to touch our duck. I don't want to touch our duck right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a tip here. So if you go to subtract, that's going to, you're telling it what you don't want the radial gradient to touch. So I don't want the radial gradient to touch our subject. But if I do that, watch this. Look at over here. See how we got these dots, or we're missing the wings? Hey, so if I go to edit it now, like if I go and use my exposure and I bring it all the way down, look at, our wings, right? So the way that we're going to not have that happen, I'm going to go over here on the right and I'm going to delete that. So I'm just going subject, to these three little dots here, and I'm pressing delete. So now we're back to our original radial gradient. And this is what it looks like. So instead of subtract subject, I'm going to do subtract object. I'm going to take my cursor, and the way you adjust the size, if you have a scrolling mouse, you just go in and out, scrolling up and down. So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to press down, and I'm just going to cover as best as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little rough drawing all around our duck, because Lightroom's pretty good at understanding what I want from that. And there you go. Now, if I press the space bar, that lets me zoom in. Boop. Space bar and click, that lets me zoom in. And then space bar again and press down if I want to move it around. Okay. So now I can see that the little gaps between the wings are selected. So now our whole background is selected, and that's what we want. So now I'm going to bring this up. So I'm going to go over here to the exposure, and I'm going to bring it. Yeah, I want to enhance it. I want to really show off here. And don't worry if it looks a little too overexposed right now. We're going to be fixing things up as we go. But that's what we got at the moment. And if you go over here on the top right here, histogram, you see how I have this little box up here selected? That's going to tell me if I'm blown out at all. Okay, so unselected, selected, it's all good. But if I have it selected and I go too far, whoo! See all that red? It's telling me that I'm doing too much. So we're just going to go around here right now. 132. Great. And then the next thing we're going to do is, because this is a beautiful sunrise, I want to show off that this is the sun, right? This is our nice, beautiful yellows and oranges. So we're going to go down here to temperature, and we're going to increase the temperature. We want to show off. You don't want to go too crazy, like, just a little bit. I'll go around 17, I think. Okay, and then this is the real special one that I like to do a lot whenever I have sunrises, sunsets, or I just want to enhance any type of light. Dehaze. So scrolling down to dehaze, and then bring it down. See how it adds this nice soft glow to really make it even more sunrisey? I don't know. But yeah, again, you don't want to go too crazy with it, right? But bringing that down, you can really see it down here in the bottom, how it's really making the bird just stand out even more. There, we'll go around there for now. And next we're going to actually select our bird, and we saw how before, if we did select subject, it didn't do a great job and it missed the in between the wings. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do select object. So select object, we're going to color in our bird again. Color in our duck. Just boop, perfect. Did a great job. And we're going to scroll back up, and we are going to, we're not going to do anything too crazy. We're just going to bring down the shadows a little bit. Slightly increase the whites, ever so slight, nothing, just, and then I'm going to bring down the darks a little bit. Nothing too crazy. You'll see how at the end all of this adds up. I know it seems little subtle adjustments, but you'll see, just trust me. Trust me as we go. And next we're going to do is we're going to take this mask. This is the main reason we make this mask. So now we're going to go over here to our right-hand side. We're going to press our little dots, and we're going to go duplicate invert mask, because what that's going to do is give us a nice, perfect selection of our whole background. And now we had made it a little bit too bright all the way around, so we're just going to subtract. We're going to go down to right there. Nice. I think that's looking pretty good. So that's all we're going to do for our masks. And now we're going to move over back to our global adjustments, which is back over here on the right side toolbar, on the far left. This right here where you see my cursor is. Press that. So now we're going to affect everything. We're going to play with exposure. We're going to bring that down even more. There, getting those nice colors back. Whew, nice. Contrast a little bit. Not too crazy. Highlights, sure, make it pop a little bit. Now our shadows we're going to bring way up, because this is where you see how our bird is so dark. This is going to make a huge difference here. There we go. Now our bird's really standing out. Woo! Nice. And then whites, we want everything to really pop. And don't worry that if this looks all way too bright, it's okay, because we're going to bring it all back down with our blacks to add some balance. There we go. Nice. I think that's good. And now I love all our colors, so I want it to pop even more. I want some vibrance. Don't go too crazy. If we go crazy, if we don't do enough, it looks black and white. So just with colors, I find just really subtle touches make a big difference. Next thing is our tone curve. I know the tone curve can be a whole video in itself. I like to just stick with S curves. They're really easy. Only thing you really got to know is on the left side here, this is shadows. On the right side up here is highlights. So these 2 points here, press down, that puts a little point. Press down, that puts another little point. If I bring this down, that's gonna bring down the shadows. See our bird there? If we go super crazy, we don't want that though. Just subtle, bring the shadows down a little bit, and then we're gonna bring the highlights up just a little bit, make it pop even more. That's it. Really small, because that tone curve is really sensitive. And now I like to add sharpening. The way I do that is I go over here, amount, I bring it up to 100. And then with masking, what I do is I press down on option. I'm using a Mac. I'm not sure what option is for Windows, but whatever it is for Windows, you're gonna press that down as you press down on the masking little bar here. So you see I'm gonna press down with my mouse, press down. I'm gonna press down option, see how the whole thing goes white. And now as I scroll, it's gonna show me what's being affected. And the way that I know I'm getting a good amount of sharpness is if all the little dots there in the bird stay pretty good. Like if I go too extreme, you see how we're missing tons of stuff? We're missing all the little white in it. Not how to describe it. But here, see if I pull back, we're getting more detail, and that's what we want. So you don't want to go like too much, just where it's looking, kind of like where it's just looking like a nice bird. Right around, sure, there. That looks good. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that shot. I love the way it looks. I will show you, because in that video before I had made 2 versions of this. I had made this one. So this is pretty close to the original. This is the original. And this is the one that we just made. Pretty much just the crop is different. A bit of a difference in the horizontal shot. So I'll make a duplicate of this and show you what I did to make it the horizontal one. And if you're not familiar, this is the one I'm talking about. This is the horizontal shot that was in that photo breakdown video that some of you may be coming from. So I'll show you how I did that. So I will right click and I'll go to create virtual copy. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to our crop tool. And before we wanted horizontal this time, last time we wanted vertical, this time we want horizontal. So we're going to go to the lock, we're going to unlock, zoom out, zoom over, 2x3. And we're going to get it. How far out did we go on the other one? Here, let me just take this one for reference. There, something like. Close enough, you get the idea. So the only real difference here that I only made one other quick adjustment, and it was with masking, was I just selected the sky. So I did create mask, select sky, and it surprisingly did a really good job for some reason. Then it got right in behind the bird, didn't have to do the select object on that. And then all I did for this one was I increased the dehaze just to get some more textures in the background. So increase it. See how it really, like, especially the top sky there, the top of the sky, we're getting more texture in there. I found it just made it look nicer. And that was it. Those are our 2 images. So that's how we made the horizontal 4x5 Harlequin Angel and the 3x2 horizontal Harlequin Angel. Now, our second photo, we will do that and get on that right now. So here's our next photo that we're going to be editing, and I found this one to be a difficult edit just because we got these weird colors going on here. We got the beautiful light hitting its wing, but then we got this kind of slash here in the background. I think this was rocks in the background. And so this slash right across the neck, and we have, a really dark head. We got nice colors. I almost didn't edit it, but I loved I just loved the light on the bird's wing, and I liked all the colors in the water, kind of all around its head. So it was a difficult edit, and this is what we're trying to make here. This is what we're trying to make here. And I wanted to show you guys this edit because just the head was just difficult until I figured it out. And we'll show you how I did that right now. So just like the other shot, we're gonna go to our crop tool, top right, and we're already horizontal, that's what we want. Lock it in at 2x3. And we're gonna come up there. Good enough. So just like before, we're gonna not start with global adjustments. We're gonna go over and start with masking. So top right, mask. And this time we're gonna do a linear gradient because our goal here is we wanna separate the background from the head because we want the head to pop. Right now it's really blended. So with a linear gradient, we're gonna go up to the top, we're gonna press down on our mouse, and we're gonna scroll down. And we're gonna adjust it as best we can here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want the head to show that separation. So we'll go about right there. And now we're going to subtract, and this time we'll do select subject. Hopefully that'll get rid of the head. Perfect. That's what we want. And now we're going to subtract. We're going to go pretty far. Maybe around there, around 40, in the 40 range. Perfect. So next I just want to select the head because I want this head to pop a lot more. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to create new mask. We're going to go to radial gradient. We're going to put a big radial gradient right over the head. Now we obviously don't want this to affect that whole area because if we do that, it's going to hit the background. It's going to look weird, right? Command Z back to undo. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to subtract. And we're going to do select background. Boom. Now we just got the head. Okay, we do have this little piece of the shoulder here. I don't really want that, so I might just be able to move her. Yeah, we can just adjust our gradient. Now, there. That's better. Now for this, we want this head to pop, so we're going to go to our exposure. We're going to bring that up a little bit. And this is a bit of a fine game here because we don't want to like really make it crazy, right? Or else it just totally looks unnatural. So we want to just find ways. We just wanted to make these subtle adjustments and a bunch of them to make it really pop and stand out naturally. Next thing will be our shadows. There we go. We're getting some detail here. Okay. Okay, not bad. And then we got lots of whites on here, so we want those to really stand out. And it's looking a little unnatural right now, but it's okay. That's what the darks are going to be for. Because the blacks will really make it really the blacks will bring it back to looking more natural. There. That looks pretty good, I'd say. Now you can see this little catch light in the eye, right? If I press down spacebar and press down, see that? I want to enhance that. So we're going to go over here to our mask again. We're going to go to brush. We're just going to see where it's just white. I'm just going to brush in on that. That's all we want to highlight. And we're just going to bring it up a little. So when we go to make our global adjustments, that'll pop even more. There, nothing crazy, just like that. Go to 16. Okay. All right, now we're going to go and do our global adjustments. So we have this nice, beautiful light that's hitting the wing. It's nice and golden. We got all these nice water droplets that are also golden. So I'm actually going to mess around with our white balance because I want to show that heat. So we're going to bring that up quite a bit. Perfect. Now we got to increase our exposure. So we want this to pop. We're going to bring that up almost a full stop. There, around there. Highlights, going to bring that right down. Up there. Shadows, down. Whites, we're going to bring right up. Because remember, we want, like, even though this looks a little crazy bringing up the whites, the blacks always make it evened out. So the last thing is just our sharpening. So just like the photo before, I'll go to 100, press down option, press masking, bring it down. And maybe around there looks good to me. And then the last thing is just to get rid of our noise. We're going to denoise this one because it is pretty noisy. Go to denoise, and yeah, maybe we'll go a little bit more. I find the sweet spot to be between 30 and 40 to avoid that plastic look, but sometimes for a really noisy photo, you do have to bring it up a little bit more. So we'll go maybe like 45. I think that's good. Press enhance, and there we go. There's our final image. So this is the fully edited one here that we did that I posted on that video, and then this is the one that we just made. The only difference I see is the crop, but other than that, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. I have a free bird photography settings cheat sheet ebook. Link that down there in the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.